Pittsburgh soccer now, Zach Weiss with a lively background, but just as lively as Duquesne men's soccer coach Chase Brooks. Chase, I feel like this has been a yearly thing at this point, so why not keep it going? But just, you talked to me day one when the guys arrived just about the depth of this roster, the depth of the boys. Just what did you think coming in, and how do you think that expectation has been matched through these 3 days in practices and exhibitions?
Yeah, I think we knew on paper that it was a strong group. And then, you never really know how a team's going to gel, how they're going to come together. We know our culture is solid, but it's about the adjustment period and getting everybody kind of acclimated to who we are and what we're about. And I give the guys credit. The new guys came in, hit the ground running really, really nicely, acclimated really well to who we are, what we're about. And, again, like that depth that we've talked about is there. I think you saw it in every single game. I think in every game that we had this preseason, all but a couple players got in. And so it's a really good sign. And then the fact that there's really no drop-off is something that I think that is rare, but I'm really, really happy with. So it's going to give me some headaches, certainly, as we come into time to start to pick starting lineups. But those are the good types of headaches that I think any coach would like.
Another challenge has been obviously navigating through a new coaching staff, and you've put that together, and it seems like it's been a seamless fit throughout all of that as well. Just how have they helped raise this level and continue to echo what your missions and standards and sentiments are?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about continuing to build, continue to push, continue to move forward. And I think these guys, Rodrigo obviously played here, so he kind of knows who we are, what we're about. But it's been really nice to see Alex, Dean, and Eric really hit the ground running with what we are. They've really taken to the idea of what Duquesne men's soccer is, again, where we want to go, the journey we're on. And again, it's baby steps. It's not perfection. We still have a few hiccups here and there that we've got to continue to iron out, but I think that's with both staffs. And again, but I've been really happy with them overall. Great guys, hard workers, and understanding of kind of who we are and where we want to go.
We talked at the end of last season, obviously holistically, maybe not what you wanted it to be, but maybe through that adversity, maybe it helps you become even focused on what you want again. Just how did you use that time intentionally to help build this roster and bring that standard back up?
Yeah, I think what you saw last year was, kind of a bit more of an inexperienced group overall, and then as injuries hit us, it kind of derailed what we were trying to do. But again, the whole team learned a lot, continue to step forward, add in some guys that we think can compete right away. Getting guys back to full health as well is obviously a good thing, and now it's just about, again, letting them compete, letting them push each other. Again, as they say, iron sharpens iron. And so how good can we be on the field will be determined by them in many ways, and I'm excited for it.
Obviously, you had a chance to talk to both captains, and Jackson and Ashwin. Just what did you think about what they've been able to do since wearing those bands?
Yeah, I mean, again, talk about high standards, wanting things to go a certain way for them in their last year here with us. They're pushing, they're doing things the right way, they're doing the best they can. I mean, again, we don't have perfection within the group at all. We don't have any, I don't think we have any necessarily superstars. But those two guys lead by example every time they step out on the field. They know what it takes to be a team. They've been through the battles during their time, and I'm happy that they're in the positions they're in.
We talked about some of those injuries, and we talked about the back line. Obviously, having Posada and having Blaze back to help anchor that back line. Just how huge is that, and how have you seen just that return to form from two guys that really, really brought it when healthy last season?
Yeah, I mean, again, they were starters last year for a reason, consistently getting the job done for us. They've had a really good preseason for us. I think in our 3 preseason games, we've given up 2 goals that are good learning moments for us. But we ended really strongly with the last one, and then not giving up a lot of shots on goal. So we're in a good spot. Now it's again just about making sure that we do our best to keep them fit and healthy and keep them hungry, and then the guys around them that are testing them. It's really great to see that they're getting tested and pushed every day. I feel like we're in a good spot. I've kind of half joked with the staff. I feel like we have 5 starters at center back within our group, and so that's again a really good place to be. So I think that's always going to help you keep your levels high, and not try to take a day off, not get complacent.
What challenges are there in general when you balance returners that feel they have something to prove unfinished with a bunch of newcomers that are kind of eager to go, and how do you feel that puzzle has played out with this team?
I mean, so far so good, right? I mean, I think you never really know once until guys start to see where they are in the depth chart, and now guys are starting to figure that out. But again, I think the culture is strong. The guys understand that we're going towards that championship at the end of the year. They understand that it's a long season, injuries might happen, and so we really try to stay positive with everybody, keep communicating to everybody, make sure they know exactly where they stand, what they need to work on, to kind of break through. And sometimes it's just the finest of margins, and that's okay. Again, everybody's got a role to play within this squad. Some means for some guys it's starting and playing every minute. For some guys it's going to be a little bit less than that, and that's okay. And I think it's just about enjoying the journey you're on, walking your path, and learning as much as you can along the way. And at the end of the day, making sure that they don't have any regrets when they leave. Whether they achieved everything they wanted to achieve as individuals or not. Did you leave it all out here? Were you doing it the right way? Those are things that matter to us. So,
Talk about what they've learned about themselves throughout this process. What have you learned about them through this process so far?
It's a resilient group for sure. They're not afraid of a little adversity, which is a good thing. So we pushed really hard, specifically in the beginning of preseason. I was really happy to see the way they responded. Hardworking group, bought in, believe in where we're going and what we're trying to do, and I don't know if I could ask for much more.
We've talked so much over the years about the standard. How much are they aware of that standard, spoken and unspoken, and how do you think that can positively impact this season?
Yeah, I think that comes down to our leadership group and our captains in particular, right? They've pushed that standard from day one with their own captains practices, and then obviously once we got our hands on them, just making sure that we keep those standards as high as possible. The key is again just not letting those standards drop, and the guys that have come in have kind of understood that. It was talked to them. We told them that within the recruiting process as well. So we're very, very clear with who we are and what we're about, and it's okay if you don't want to be a part of that. So most guys obviously choose not to sign up if that's the case, and there's no hard feelings there. So, but the guys that have chosen this and chosen Duquesne understand who we are, what we're about, and where we're trying to go.